Hello everyone, this is H to the Husky here, and I'm going to be casting the third game with my good old friend Day9. How are you doing, man? I just can't wait to get this game going, but we're going to have a couple of seconds of downtime, so let's just chat. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm D to the A9 Day9 here, getting ready to do a little bit of commentary action of Game 3 of the grand finals of the PAX Liquid Showmatch series between Liquid Haypro and Liquid Tyler, with Haypro stunningly up 2-0 against the man who took down Jinro. Oh my gosh, and the map is Terminus, which is one of the largest maps ever created in any RTS period. It's going to be big, long distances for both players to deal with.
Yeah, and if they missed the game before, I want to mention this neutral supply depot at the ramp. It makes me so happy. Not only does it serve a purpose where you cannot get walled in by your opponent, it's just also cool. It reminds me of the old school Brood War maps. So it makes me very excited for the future of competition in StarCraft 2 as these new maps, very exciting stuff, and we have already seen some creative play in this series, and right now this could actually be the last game for Tyler. He is going to have to step it up if he wants to advance. I mean, he is one loss away from, well, losing $500.
Hey, he's not going to lose $500, although that would be cool to get to the grand finals of a tournament, and the first place prize is taken from the other guy's pocket. That I think would be awesome.
Yeah, there you go, man. That's how it should be. That would make the games much more intense. But for now, so far we've seen really good games. I've been super impressed by these Liquid players, definitely showing that they are some of the best players in the world. Haypro going to be grabbing his expansion right off the bat before his spawning pool.
We do see Tyler doing some more chrono boosting, sending out as many probes as he can. Look at how low that energy is. If he was doing any sort of 4-gate or huge warp gate rush, he'd begin saving it around now. We see Haypro also throwing down his spawning pool, just again favoring this very big mass hatch opening. Curious to see if he will be taking that third base that is right off your natural expansion. It does have a rich Vespene geyser that does return 6 gas per trip, so that does give you a little bit of a boosteroo. There's the Cybernetics core also going down for Tyler as he is continuing to chrono boost probes. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is well and good in the world. I'm so happy, Mike.
Yeah, it is nice. And another thing that I'm happy about, I don't know if I'm a total dweeb, but I remember when they first announced StarCraft 2, and everyone's like, whoa, 2 gas geysers, that's totally mind-blowing. We're going to go back to 1 ASAP. And it hasn't happened until now, so they have invented the rich Vespene geyser. So all the haters out there of the 2 geyser system, well, you can rejoice now. But yeah, Tyler so far has been playing pretty standard in all the games, and I don't know if it's out of respect for his fellow teammates, but everyone has been playing fairly standard, and that I think makes exciting games for us, and nothing too cheesy out there. I don't think we'll see anything like that in these current or remaining games.
We do see there is a sentry being chrono boosted by Tyler. There's a couple of Zerglings popping out for Haypro, the usual 2 or 4 that players love to build nowadays. Of course, if there are 4 Xel'Naga Watchtowers, it makes a lot of sense to build 4, so that way you can conquer the center of the map. We do see Tyler now throwing down 2 more gateways. Tyler, you'll note that in almost all his games, has a similar structure to his openings. He very much so is a player who loves repetition, who knows the value of making certain that his builds are clean and have no holes in them at all. So you see him doing the same thing again and again, and really not missing any timings.
Yeah, one thing I like about Tyler, too, is not only his ability to come up with builds, but also to do them perfectly on the spot when he needs them. And he does that by repetition, practicing like crazy, keeping them secret. And then we've seen some of his creative builds so far in these games. Now, thankfully for him, he will be able to expand easily off of this 3-gate, just kind of how this map is laid out. Very easy to actually do that, and he could get that third base easily. The Zerglings trying to peek up there. They're not going to see a lot. However, they will see the 2 sentries and the Zealot, which is probably going to tell Haypro, well, this is what I've seen before, so I can most likely expect to see the exact same thing. Both geysers up and running for Tyler. So yeah, he is going to be getting that expansion right about now as it's just going down. So again, standard, there's going to be macroing up. And it'll be interesting to me to see if Haypro continues using roaches, as he did have a lot of success with that, even on the larger maps, which is... usage of the Nidus Worm was pretty exciting. Don't know if we're going to see that again, though.
Absolutely. I'm poking around Haypro's base, and there's some cool changes going on. A lot more Zerglings and a fast third Queen already beginning to expand larvae to the back of the base, which is very cool. We see Tyler doing a pretty typical expand build, getting a very fast assimilator there. Clearly wants to get some extra gas ASAP. There, the speed Zergling is beginning to move forward. Looks like Haypro is going to try to put a little bit of pressure on, but there are a lot of sentries already at the front, and it looks like Tyler is very much so prepared. Going to throw down some force fields. Very nice force fields, locking off a lot of Zerglings and taking almost no casualties.
Yeah, that was very clutch there. His army was surrounded. If that went unchecked, those Zerglings would have eaten those sentries for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. But again, for Protoss, it comes down to the force field placement. It can turn the tide of a battle epically in one or the other direction. And Tyler, he's pretty good with his force fields. We've seen him use them so far in virtually all of his games. And a little Zergling harass, that's got nothing on him. As his expansion now is fully up and running, transferring those probes over right now. And just taking a look down at Haypro's base, he does have his third base on the way, and a couple of spine crawlers here, so playing a little bit more defensive than we've seen him in the past, and then using that third queen just to spread as much creep as possible.
Yeah, look at how active that queen is being. Very cool play on a map this large. It looks like Tyler is thinking about moving out, but really just wants to shut down as many Zerglings as he can, and really only took a little bit of damage on one sentry, which will heal up fine, so no big deal there. Tyler also doing very subtle things with his building placement. These two pylons helping to lock in these probes a little bit, can continue to close those off with buildings on the outskirts, helping to keep them a little bit safer. And wow, it looks like Tyler is just going for a very fast push with a lot of Stalkers. Look at that, 7 Stalkers in the mix. I'm not sure Haypro has enough stuff to defend that. He's trying to throw down as many as many Spine Crawlers behind that Evo as he can.
Yeah, he does have 5 spine crawlers going to be completed. It's going to be close by the time his army actually gets here. There's a spire on the way. That's not actually going to do anything right now. Is this actually going to be enough to hold this off? I do like the Evo chamber placed in front. The Zergling's trying to hide a little bit so they can get a surround. But yeah, he's just got to be aggressive off of these 3 gateways, and this isn't something too unstandard.
And it looks like the spine crawlers picking off the zealots at the front. Tyler is having some uncharacteristically misclickish micro. Now he's running back from those broodlings that generally don't really do too much damage, but can help swing a little tide of battle. Haypro is actually quite far behind Tyler in the food count, but that's no big deal because we do see that Haypro is saving up to get that spire. And oh, look at this, back in the base, we see that there is a Stargate getting produced for Tyler. Very cool stuff, and some more zealots coming out. Is Tyler really going to push right now?
He's going to try and run in here. I don't know if it's going to do anything. Another Evo chamber going down right where the last one was. And yeah, that spire is done. Just looking at the production tab, we're going to have to see if he's going to start making a bunch of mutilases. He has 1,000 gas, but only 100 minerals for our Zerg player. So I don't know if he's going to get out those units as quickly as he needs. Even another spine crawler making right here. And it does look like the Stalker's going to outrange the majority of the spine crawlers. So he's going to have to micro a little bit better. There he goes right there. Does force the cancel. And this is just going to be really annoying and really kind of, it's going to be stressful for Haypro right now, as he doesn't know if he's going to get steamrolled while he's waiting for these mutas.
There now is that Stargate getting done. Tyler likely going to begin building a Void Ray to help bust through that Spine Crawler push, but no! He's actually just going to go ahead and try to dart in there with these forces, making nothing but Zealots to absorb the damage. Look at those brilliant force fields. There are not that many Spine Crawlers left, just 6 remaining. Does he have any queens that have any transfuses left? One almost has 1 transfuse. He's bringing more Zealots in, though. And there are the force fields to lock those queens in. An amazing timing push by Tyler. And now Haypro in a lot of trouble. The Mutals have just popped. Stalkers and sentries dealing damage, taking down those Mutals very quickly. And now the drones are the only thing that stand between Tyler and these spine crawlers. And Tyler is just loving the position he's in right now.
Yeah, this is really, really good. He's going into this battle with virtually no units lost this entire game, which is going to give him a distinct advantage, and killing all the spine crawlers except for 2, but 1 is completely out of position. All these overlords getting taken out as well if he is not careful, and the last Evo chamber does go down. And at this point, Tyler in such great shape, even killing that last queen right now. Now, there is several mutalisks, which if they do make it to his main base, could be annoying to deal with, but he has been producing his characteristic Phoenix, as it is now going to be spawning and flying down here to reinforce. The pylon completely surrounded in creep, but that doesn't matter because it is still going to allow him to warp these units in, and he may continue just to put on some pressure right now.
Looks like Tyler's continuing to morph in. Ordinarily, you get the Stargate for the Void Ray to break those spine crawler walls, but you know what? Tyler can easily transition to Phoenixes to help bolster everything. We even see that there's some Chrono Boost being spent on that Stargate, a second Stargate coming out, because Tyler knows that all he needs to do is continue to squeeze, and he may be able to break Haypro right now.
Yeah, and the reason he's doing this now is continuing the pressure so those mutalisks do not end up back at his main base, which is exactly where Haypro wants them, killing off probes, but instead trying to defend where they're not the most effective, but still pretty good against the Stalkers, which is why Tyler has these Phoenix out. But now Tyler has 3 Phoenix out, and any number higher than this is going to be so frustrating for Haypro to deal with. There's only that 1 spine crawler still chilling right there, really keeping Haypro's army, he's kind of locked inside of his own base. 104 supply for Tyler, and only 86 for the Zerg player Haypro.
And there's the double Guardian Shield. That's going to help those Phoenixes so much. And now the Phoenixes are starting to do their classic kite micro, easily able to do damage to those Mutalisks while pulling back. The Mutalisks taking huge hits. Zealots ripping through the Zerglings. Tyler just easily snaps through the front. The drones are now coming into the fray, but no units remain for Zerg. The Expo is under total devastation, and it looks like Tyler refuses to get 3-0'd on this giant macro map, doing a huge mid-game timing push that Haypro was just not prepared for. Hatch falls. Haypro trying to build anything he can, but I don't think it will be enough. There's the good game. So that does mean that Liquid Tyler has brought the series to 1-2, but he still has quite an uphill battle if he wants to be able to win that $500 prize. Don't go anywhere. Let's find out what happens in Game 4.